don't forget to hydrate.
Yeah.
So in addition to the water, you can always look to healthy beverage. I will definitely go for the green and black tea because they are also part of my research and I can prove it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the UAZ Podcast. My name is Rebecca, and I am the host for today's podcast. I'm here with my colleague,
Nicole Camacho.
and we are so happy to be featuring Dr. Hakima. And our topic for today will focus on how everyday foods can protect our health. Dr. Akiba, you're most welcome. This is one of the topics that excites me because when it comes to health, it's one of our first priorities. But because of busy schedules, what's going on at the moment in the world, and the food industry doesn't really allow people to prioritize health. And even when people try to do that, at times it's like they think they are prioritizing their health or they are eating healthy when they are not, given that we have so many different food industries. So thank you for coming and sharing with us your expertise, talking more about food and how we can live better and healthier. So before we begin, I want you to introduce yourself, tell us what you do here at the University of Arizona. And today I learned that you have been here for 30 years, which is really super cool and exciting. So tell us more about your day-to-day job. How is it like? And what has made you stay here for all those years? Because that's really exciting.
Oh, thank you for having me here. Well, my name is Iman Hakim. I am the Dean of the Mellon Enoch Zuckerman College of Public Health. And also I am the founding director of the Global Health Institute. As far as the research goes, most of my research are in food intervention, clinical trials specifically. And I was very interested in knowing about the impact of food as compared to drug development. Because a lot of the food, when they said it was too good, you do extract the compound, put them in a pill. Is the pill better? Is the food better? Are there for both everyone? So I was very interested in learning about this. And yes, I've been here since '92. So it's a long time. I love the U of A.
Yeah.
Been my home for a long time.
Wow, that's great. How long has the Global Health Institute been in existence?
I actually founded in 2009. I was the dean starting in 2007. And being a foreign-born, and we have a lot of international students, we came together, a group of my faculty and colleague, and we developed and established the institute. So right now it has so many programs, student coming, student going, research, and it is really one of the area in which we attract a lot of good students to come for the opportunity.
That's great. So how has it been like establishing something powerful like that, given that you're somebody who came from a different background, an international student? I also come from a different country as well. So how was it like to establish something like that? Was it easier? Was it harder?
So it's all based on the will of the people. So we started with 5 leader faculty. And believe it or not, everyone was from a different country, including a U.S. Born faculty as well.
Yeah.
So we cover the entire world. So I'm from the Middle East. One of my colleagues is from Africa, one from Latin America, one from China, and one from Tucson. So together we came together, put the proposal, and everybody, we donated our time to start with. And now by the time time flies. We have, as I said, very active, rigorous program, training kids all the way from high school for health, bringing students. We are sending our students all over the world to do experiential learning. And all of it was funded by really generous donors and sponsors.
Okay, that's really cool. So for our first question, because our topic is gonna be focusing on how everyday foods can protect our health. So what do you think are some of the most powerful foods students can easily include in their daily diets to prevent chronic diseases?
So I will start by saying there is no magic bullet.
Yeah.
And there is no such a powerful food maybe S foods.
Yeah.
And so if we think about the basics, when you think about everyday basics, so you always look to the food category, so the grains with the fiber will help you. Then you add a little bit of the color. All of you have heard about the fruits and vegetable. And then you add for this some of your protein, so you can look to even nuts, seeds, a plant-based protein. You can look to the beans and legumes, and also you can look to the lean meat. And as simple as, with the canned beans, you have a very good variety of options, canned tuna, and then don't forget to hydrate.
Yeah.
So in addition to the water, you can always look to healthy beverage. I will definitely go for the green and black tea because they are also part of my research and I can prove it.
So what would you recommend students to eat the most? Vegetables and fruits, more natural foods, or because students have very limited time and most of them don't know how to cook. So what would you recommend them?
So that's a very good point. Everybody is busy, and the best thing is for try a healthy diet by making maybe a little swap for what the student always eat. And so if you are used to if I start with the beverage, if you are used to have student have sodas or energy drink, you can always switch those to water and green and black tea. But also when it comes to the food, making small changes, like when you think about fruits and vegetable, you can always have an apple or banana in the backpack on your desk. You can always add to your yogurt or an egg. It's a very good source of protein. You can add a little bit nuts here and there, which will also boost your health and your immune system. So in a way, when you think about it, what they can do, you can always try to think in batches, like what you can do here, how you can use healthy food, maybe putting some spinach on your omelet, or put maybe some seeds or some nuts or some fruits on your yogurt and make this combination. And as I said earlier, canned beans provide a very good variety of food that bring protein. And don't want to cook fish. How about a canned tuna? They are all available. They are easy to store, and in the same time, they are in cost effective in a way, but bring you the diet and the healthy diet that you might want to consider as a student going.
And is there a program here at the U of A that provides students with these healthy snacks or foods, like the food pantry? Do they provide students with any fruits or anything that you know of?
They should. I'm not completely aware. I mean, it should be like a variety of food and healthy, and the student can always pick, but the pantry will always have canned goods. And so the most common of the canned goods will always be canned beans or canned fruits, and all of these will be a good source that get you the protein. They can do a versatile way of using it by adding it to your favorite dish and so forth. So they should be available. Fruits and vegetables might be perishable, but they are available for also a part-time, like a limited time, a week or so will be still a good way to use that as well. But students can also advocate for those.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for
If
sure.
they want it, they can ask, well, we really would love to have this or that, and it will happen.
Yeah. So when you talked about the fruits, like for sure, fruits are always very important. But then, which one do you recommend? Eating fruits that are frozen or natural fruits that you just go pick from the garden or in the market that are still like fresh?
That's a very good question, and it is again a matter of availability, accessibility, and practicality. So in general, whenever for the fruits and vegetable, the more you have them fresh, at least for the salad, and all will be great. But if not frozen and you cook them, tomato sauce or anyway, they are also very rich in lycopene and other vitamin. So there is no excuse, and you can always mix between this and the other, a good mix and a balance. As I said, also for the beans, the canned beans and all, they are also very healthy, and they can be used to adding to your salad or different way. So definitely fresh fruits and vegetable are very way to go, but the frozen one for the cooking and stuff, they still have their health and benefit.
So do they still have the same components even if they're frozen?
They will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought maybe if they are frozen, then they won't have the same components. Because I come from Africa, and most of our African countries, we do not freeze our food.
Yeah.
And so when you come here and everything is frozen, even the taste itself is different from something that wasn't frozen. Yeah.
You got the keyword, which kind of a bit different, but
Yeah.
different doesn't mean
It's
better
better.
or worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have that choice, as I said, there is always choice and priority based when you live. And so if you always have that choice and have access,
Yeah.
and that's why a lot of program with gardening within the school, you can get your own food. If you like urban stuff, you can actually grow them in little pots around, which also add a very healthy part to the meal and so forth. So yes, fruits and vegetable, if you can get them fresh, you can get them eat them right away. Banana and apple, they're always there.
Yep.
When it comes to vegetable and all of the above, they're the same. But if you don't have access to them, so that the other alternative will still be a good value for your health.
How about canned food? Because one thing I realized, like if anything which is canned, it always has like preservatives. So if you do that for a long period of time, eating food that has like preservatives, won't it affect your body in the long run?
The preservative, there is a lot of research about preservative and their impact of the health on the body.
Yeah.
And it all depends on what is the amount, how much, and how to eat, and how they follow the FDA regulation. So that's why sometimes depending on the product and the reputability.
Yeah.
And most of the time, if you eat the canned food, you also need the fresh because you need vitamin C. You need different vitamin that can come from the other. So again, it is all about the balance and the combination.
Yeah.
You can do a combination, so you will not live only on canned food. But if you have to supplement here and there, I personally like the canned tuna a lot. So from time to time, and then the way you do it, you can add to it fruits and vegetable. You can add to it lemon and a little bit of olive oil, and so you can make out of it a healthy meal. So if you have it and all of the other ingredients, you can always like cook in batch, like have and then make the combination. So it will not become all canned food or all frozen food.
Yeah.
But also have the opportunity to mix and match.
Okay, so what you're saying is like you have to mix them up, not solely relying on one specific diet.
Yeah, so nobody will rely on canned food all the time. Yeah, that's not healthy. So it's kind of just giving option in case. So it will be like a can of tuna will be much more better than a bag of chips, for example, if something like that. So so it's always, as I said, there is not a free bullet. There is not a magic bullet. It's all comes back to balancing everything.
Yeah.
Like it's all the balance and how to make good choices from what you have.
So you have studied how natural foods like green tea and citrus have helped prevent diseases. So why is it so important for young adults to start paying attention to their diet now rather than later in life?
That's a very good question because chronic diseases, they don't happen overnight. They take decades, and people don't, while they are developing, they don't even feel it, and so it takes decades.
Yeah.
So in order to make changes or to even not to prevent, to delay the onset of chronic diseases, you really need to make sure that you prevent the risk factor. What are the risk factors? Like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high sugar. And so when you adopt a healthy diet from a young age, you are giving your body the boost, like controlling inflammation, controlling all of these risk factors. So it keep it healthy longer. And as such, you are giving yourself the kind of the natural immunity for your body to postpone or delay or prevent chronic diseases.
Yeah.
When people just do and eat all of, high sugar, high salt, high fat, don't exercise, all of this, then suddenly when we are advanced in that risk factor, it will be harder to reverse them or to manage them. So we always call prevention and health promotion is a good health as compared to treatment.
I wanted to ask, like, when it comes to citrus, because my mom loves citrus so much, and she always put it in the tea. So like, if is there like an excess that somebody can take and harms the body, or it doesn't matter with the amounts that you take?
So that's another good question. And when I did my research on citrus,
Yeah.
well, everybody know that citrus and rich of vitamin C and all of the protection. And we talk about the citrus fruit when if you want a juice, you do your own because most of the juices actually are full of sugar. So it become, so not all citrus are citrus. And the one I did, and it go back to your question about different countries and the history, I was mainly interested in the citrus and the citrus peel. Because all of the data show there is a lot of, very active phytochemical within the peels. And I grew up, actually, my dad would do a lemonade in which he will just put everything in the blender, wash the lemon, cut it. And it turned out that mix of this kind of a lemonade have a very rich compound called D-limonene, which I studied a lot, in which has been proven in animal than in human to prevent cancer, mainly breast cancer and fat-related cancer. So we start to study how people eat it and it was amazing that people can, as I said, you put a slice of lemon in the tea.
Yeah.
But we found that so many people will munch on the slice and eat it all. And we found that people will have candied lemon peel and all. So when we were presenting this data years ago, we had people coming from different places telling me, I'm really happy that what I'm doing
is
or it is there in a research. And it proved that it prevents different type of cancer. It's good for the skin. It is actually prevent stomach upset and heartburn as against what people think that it will increase it. And so based on so many research, and then they have in the market as a drug development as well. So it was the interest, can you get it from your food or not? And so some of these compounds, because they are fat soluble, and so when you eat small amount, they basically store in your fat. So they will be available. So even on a small amount on a long, it's about consistency. It's about if it's always part of your diet, then it will be there available when you need it. Some of the others, like tea and so forth, and the catechin, they are mainly water soluble. So you need them every day because they will just come in, help you, and go out.
So it doesn't matter with the amount of citrus that you take in. It doesn't affect your body in any way.
You mean bad or good? So the amount, what I'm trying to say,
like
that
when you take like too much, it become excessive.
So the good thing about the food, if they are health food, not a lot of fat or sugar, is the body will use what needed, and the rest will be stored. And so when you think about good things, citrus is great. When you mix it now with sugar and make a very sugary lemonade, now it becomes the opposite. So we have to be careful when we talk and when you look. Studies looking to the citrus as a fruit as compared to the citrus juice or juices in general. And then the portion size, how much it is, it all, again, depend on the body, your makeup, the weight, and a lot of different areas. But in general, your body will tell you. And what we say when we do drug development, sometimes a lot of a good thing is not a good thing. Because you take the compound from its normal milieu that they work all together. But when you take this great compound and make it on a pill, then you have to watch how much you take. Because they have to be metabolized by the liver or the kidney, and you have to watch for any side effect.
I'm currently enrolled in a Latin food and culture class, and I'm learning so much how food is so involved in a person's life and culture and country. And right now I'm learning how much food can affect your personal health. So food has so many components that anyone can relate to because it's something we consume and that we eat and think about every single day. So how can students honor their culture and food traditions while still making the choices that support long-term health?
That's also a very good question. Because again, food is just not a fuel. So food and culture, they go vis-a-vis together. We grow up with the food that we love and like. So it is part of the culture and has to stay part of the culture and part of the enjoyment with your group and community. So the question becomes, knowing what we know, how we can honor the culture, love the food, and make the balance or the adjustment that can keep us healthy. So most of the time, what really matter also is the herb and the spices that you use. Like every cuisine have their own spices, what they use. So using these herb and spices with the food is a great thing to do. Some of the other time you can make different choices or how we cook them. If it is always deep fried, can it be air fried or can be baked? And even if not, and I got this big of a meal, how do I make a balance for the rest of the day? If I enjoy it, enjoy the time, eat it. Now the rest of the day it was a heavy meal or it was high in calorie or so. So then you adjust, you get fruits, move around, and so make sure that how to balance back. So you enjoy your culture, enjoy the food, and try to make the right choices to balance for it. Maybe the rest of the day, piece of fruit, piece of here, and make that time. So yes, enjoy that time with your fruit, but be conscious that, I like this. Oh my gosh, it's a great ice cream or this latte, and it's like 2,000 calories. Okay, enjoy it. Good. Now maybe have a fruit or something lean for the dinner, or in the morning have something, and then balancing, and you go back to your routine. So being conscious about your health and diet does not prevent you from enjoy your culture and your meals, and don't feel guilty about it.
You mentioned that you are from Egypt. Is there any cuisine or dish that you enjoy that's very nutritious?
Yes, actually, there is one that I still do right now. All of my friends like it, and it is also because it is a way that all the student can do nutritious. You can make a batch, put it in the fridge or the freezer, and it combined almost everything. I will tell you what it is and the way we do it, because my kids growing young, they don't like onion. I think they don't like onion or the texture.
Yeah.
The onion is good for you. Yeah. And they didn't like a lot of the veggies as well. So what I call it is a lentil soup. But the lentil soup, it is, when you think about it, it is, you have the lentil, you can use the black or use the orange one. You put it in the pot, then what I did, I add onion, I add zucchini, I add tomato, a little bit of sweet potato, whatever you have there, and all of the spices that you like. And then, just cook it, getting to the boil, and when everything is good together, just add 1 spoon of olive oil, mix it really well, then go to the blender and blend it all, put it back, and then you have a big casserole. You just can eat it by the spoon. You can add to it bread if you like, and become a meal that is nutritious. If you think about it, it has your protein, it has your veggie, it has your good oil, olive oil, and they don't like onion. Up till now, they are grown up, but they love it. And you just add lemon juice to it, so you have everything. And many of my friends, actually, they do it. They do the batch. I always do one, and whenever you want to, just warm it and use it. So you can do it 1 week, and you have it. That's, again, about how giving the time and everything. Yeah. Maybe spending a half an hour to mix it. You have all of the stuff. You can add to it other, and always fresh in one time, and they are all not costly at all.
Yeah. In Latin America, we usually use tortillas. Do you guys use bread or?
So now been here for 35 years. I use everything. So we always use, and there is like pita bread. People know about like the pita bread, and then we use this a lot. But in the same time, we also use tortilla. And now growing up in Asia, there is actually tortilla that are high in protein and low in calories. So you can do different ways, and yes. So you can add tortilla to it. We can add wrap, and everybody know about hummus. This is another way you can do them, or you can just get a little one and put them, and they can stay for a week. So different way to do healthy choice of the food that doesn't cost much, but also doesn't take much, but give you what you need in a combination.
So given that you've been here for over 30 years, have you changed like your diet routine on like how you guys do it in Egypt? Has it been now different that you've stayed here for a long time?
So it has, for me, it has not changed a lot. For my kids, it's a mix, to just be truthful.
Yeah.
So, as I said, we do both because there are very unique, like, cuisine, which there is a very cuisine that we all love. I mean, as you said, you mean the hummus, there is the falafel, there is the
Yeah.
lentil soup. I don't know if you have tried the stuffed grape leaves and moussaka. So
No.
this is, we kind
Grape
of all,
leaves? Isn't
so
it
we
bitter?
all, it is Egyptian. They said, no, it is Lebanese. No, maybe it is Turkish. No, it is
Yeah.
Greek. So it's all the Mediterranean
Yeah.
basin.
Okay.
The only difference that you will find will be in the spice. That again come to the culture. Like, this use different spices in them. You can tell, but they are all at the end almost kind of all of the same. And so all of these, and they are very still liked by everybody, friends.
Yeah.
But also we use a lot of vegetables. I mean, the main meal will be kind of rice or bread, and then you have vegetables. But I think we are more close to the Mexican cuisine. In the vegetable are cooking tomato sauce. And so that we still like it.
Yeah.
My daughters, not that much. And so sometimes we make it like a soup, make much more tomato and the other and all of the other.
Yeah.
But my mom loves it. So yeah, we do many of the dishes that actually now are very popular in the United States. Like when you think about the hummus and all of the other, they are still very falafel. Beans.
That's the beauty of the United States is like when you come, you find foods from everywhere.
Yeah.
Like people ask me, do you still eat African food? I'm like, yes, there are African markets over here, so we still mix that. But I've heard from so many people, and also like given that you've done most of your research in food industry and how to eat healthy as well. So like when you come like from a different country, you because you're used to specific types of food. So when you move from that country to the United States, if you change your diet completely, will that affect you in the long run, given that your ancestors, your people are used to a certain type of food? Then when you come here, you change it completely. Will that affect you?
It affect, we call it the acculturation for the second generation, and it depends what type of food you change for.
Okay.
So when you change, again, you come back to the very processed food, the impact, the portion size is different, and the way things are being cooked, it's sometimes it's a lot of fat, it's a lot
It
of
is
sugar,
a lot of sugar, yep.
and we start getting, the soda. I remember I have a cousin, when he was visiting, he was amazed, and he said, I don't believe it. I said, what? He said, here you have refill for the soda.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of, and I said, and you have to be careful if you don't
Yes.
like diet, because whether you don't like the taste or you don't like the aspartame, the preservative, anything, and also you said, if I will take soda, I will take the regular one. So you just add to your metabolism. That will take us back to the beverage. I mean, no soda, just have water, have, kind of green tea, unsweetened, black tea, herbal tea, anything that kind of all of the other. So it's the acculturation, the way it goes, it might change on the second generation
Okay.
as things will go, and how the food can lead to a different approach. Most of the time it is related to body weight and obesity, and sometimes changing the food to high fat, it might be sometimes associated with increased risk of chronic diseases just because of the shift.
Yeah, because my mom talks about that a lot. Because
Yeah.
then we tend to do more of like home cooked food meals because of that. She's like, there's a lot of calories you guys are going to put in your bodies. And like you said about the refills, in most countries, they don't have that when it comes to refills and stuff. And so like it's quite tempting if you have kids and take them to the restaurants. At times, they are just kids. They're going to try to refill and refill and refill. And they are putting in so much calories in their bodies. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes, so that's why just being alerted about what's, even if it is that tempting.
Yeah.
Do you really need, if you're taking a burger, do you really need 2 slices of, of cheese on them?
Yeah.
And do you really need all of this? So people are tempted because it is filling, it is big, it is a good price. So
Yeah.
you have to make that choices. Snacks is something that might be not the meal, but the snacks are what people snacks on.
Yeah.
So having a little, small bags of nuts, having an apple or something really change in habit. People, they don't change overnight. So changing one thing at a time, when you commit to one thing, okay, I guess if I snack, I will snack on an apple or a banana or a pear, whatever, something healthy.
Yeah.
And then, or it's these small bags of nuts or something. Then consistency is the thing that makes change at the end, because you don't want the people to get motivated. I'm changing all of this that they cannot continue.
Yeah.
Because it is a big shift.
It is a big shift. Yeah. So with so much conflicting information on about nutrition on social media, because nowadays you have so many teachers, so many professors. When you just open your TikTok account, so when you open your Instagram, there is so much information from different people. So what advice will you give to students to help them make informed, science-based food choices?
That's a very good question. Yeah, there is a lot of information on the net, on Instagram, on TikTok. So students, really need to examine the information. So want to make sure first about the source.
Yeah.
And see who is giving the information. Is an influencer? Is somebody that making marketing for something they want to sell? And also students have to think about, is that backed by science?
Yeah.
And then again, not on the source. And sometimes when somebody refer, hey, there is one study, most of the time one study is not enough. So you have to be really careful what is the study. And if it is too good to be true, more likely it is not. So I'm always skeptical about when they say 3 days detox, or this is the magic that will do this, or this will do that, whether it is good or bad. Because people always try to attract, this is very good, this is very bad.
Yep.
And you get a lot of confusion. Is egg good or bad? Even blueberries, are they good or bad? And you start questioning. So you really have to look to the source, think about it, if it is too good to be true, and then think about if it is backed by science. And if afterward you are not even sure, you can ask a health professional or somebody, or do your own search about it, but not through Google or Instagram, but try to look. I mean, we have the library. Try to look to just any scientific WebMD or anything. You will get the information. It is very misleading.
It is.
I agree, and it is sometimes depending whom you listen, because my mom listen a lot, and then sometimes she said, "Oh, they said this is bad." I said, "Mom, how many years have you been eating this?" She said, "Yeah." And how are you doing? She's 96. Doing fine. I said, "So you're right." You just have without, because a lot sometimes said, "Oh, they said banana is bad for you." And I said,
Yeah.
do I take it? So it's a kind of a conscious, but yes.
Yeah.
So even herself question, but by the fact, so I take it. Oh yeah, no, it's good for me.
Yeah.
It's make me sleep. It has potassium, so she knows. But yeah, you have to really be careful. That is another way of misinformation. It's in everything, not only nutrition.
Yeah. You talked about your mom. I remember something by history, and even currently, most people from Egypt always live longer. So is there anything that they eat differently from people from other countries that you have seen so far, given that you've been here for a few good years, you've traveled a lot as well?
I don't know if they do live longer. I don't know that, because there was at least was ongoing smoking and stuff. But even with smoking, what triggered me to study some of the study that there is a high rate of smoking.
Oh yeah, there is.
At that point, but they don't. There was not a high rate of lung cancer and stuff related to smoke.
Yeah.
So you can think about it two differently, and I like to think the right and the opposite. So maybe they are doing something right that prevent or give them a healthy. That's how I starting studying the green tea and all, because it's the same in Japanese.
Okay.
To see, because they drink a lot of tea. Japan, a lot of green tea, and Egypt, a lot of black tea. So it's a kind of try to do. And another theory, if you are on the pessimistic side, maybe they die early from heart disease, so that's why they don't get lung cancer. So you have to think about it kind of both ways. And so definitely there are some, when I talk about Mediterranean diet, there are some element within the Mediterranean diet that provide protection. Most of the time, people will think about olive oil.
Okay. Yeah.
And when they think about, they think either wine, but in the Middle East, they don't drink a lot of wine. So that's why I looked what else. It was the tea. But in combination, most of the Mediterranean area was a lot of lemon and lime. Actually, that was started my own research, looking to other element in Mediterranean diet other than wine and olive oil. Which everybody studied, and that's how we came. So a combination, that's why I'm saying there is not a magic diet, and there is also not a curse diet. It's kind of how you mix the things together. So in that particular region, they drink a lot of tea. It might be contributing because of the catechin prevent DNA damage and lipid damage, in a way, it's kind of the protection. They basically use lemon in everything. So even in the breakfast, you eat bean, you have lemon on it and oil. So the mix of the different and the balance kind of in a synergy sometimes counterfeit some of the side effects or some of the bad effects.
That's great.
Yeah.
And do they do a lot of home-cooked food? Or
so everybody, it is mainly home cook. I mean, people will go to it is not the habit during weekdays. People just go to grab a breakfast or a lunch outside. It's always a kind of a treat that you do it during the weekend. But it is always home cooking is a norm in everybody. And dessert is always fruits. So there is no habit to have cake or anything. I mean, that will be weekend or if you have a guest, but so all of the time the dessert will always be fruits, and you will always have the salad, either bread or rice, and a lot of cooking vegetables. There are frozen vegetables in the market, some of them. Most of the time it is fresh, but some specific ones, they are available also as a frozen ones.
Okay, that's great.
So thank you, Dr. Hakim, for coming on the podcast and inspiring and giving advice for students at the U of A. And I also want to congratulate you for getting Women of the Year in the Biz Tucson magazine. It's such a huge accomplishment, and you are the dean for health and food, and I think that's such an important topic to talk about, especially with all the junk food and how teenagers and especially people in college drinking energy drinks and getting snacks and chips to stay energized when it's not as healthy. So for our last question for you, what message would you like to share to students about how small, consistent choices today can shape a healthier future for themselves and their communities?
Yeah, I think that summarizes what we were talking about, because again, it's all about, as you said, small changes, but consistent. So actually consistency is better than perfection.
Yeah.
So it is when, and simple, if you think, as I said, if you swap your energy drink, you just said it, or a sweet drinks by water is always great, or green black tea, non-sweetening, that will be a great way. If you think about your own meal, swap, just add an apple or a banana. Just swap for a snack. For yogurt, just add some nuts or, seeds. So if you think about one meal at a time and make small changes, it will take a long way for your health, not only for the students, but for those around them.
Yeah.
Because if you just see you having an apple, banana, you having a piece of nuts or something, that will make the community around you also as healthy. So swap one at a time, be consistent, enjoy it, enjoy the culture that, as you said before, having that culturally appropriate meal that you love and enjoy, that will, while making them some small changes related to the rest of the day. Be examining what you hear and be consistent, very kind of conscious about what you read and how this impacts your health.
Yeah.
So the main thing here, there is not a bullet. There is not a magic bullet that can help you, but these small changes you do now will prevent chronic disease in the future. Again, hydrate, change what you drink,
Yeah.
one at a time. Add a little bit fruit here, even spinach to your omelet, some nuts to your, fat. So that, all of this will bring for you what is really needed for your health. Cost effective, as I said, beans. I mean, it's always great. They provide you proteins and they're versatile. Just add them to a wrap or so. So any small changes that you made, you enjoy. And the good thing, it is a lot of variety. So I will not say do this or do that, but with all of what available and healthy, maybe I talk about apple and banana. Maybe you don't like apple or banana. Well, have a pear, have an orange, whatever can make that change that appeal to you and your body, that will come handy at the future. And we always talk about health prevention, health promotion. So that will be the best approach. Small steps that are consistent, and then it will pay when you become an older ages.
Given that most students rely on energy drinks and coffee, like which one do you recommend more? Because like I can say that they should, stay away from coffee 100% or from energy drinks 100%, given that other students like over 20 something plus credits, and so it's so hard to stay awake for the 24 hours. You really need something to help you. So between those two, which one do you recommend more, given on your research?
So I will recommend, and that's me recommending. It's not like a national but recommendation. Is based on my research. If I have to choose, I will choose coffee.
Coffee.
Doesn't mean that you have to drink a lot. There is also decaffeinated, but because coffee also, studies have shown that they also have polyphenol and antioxidant. The coffee also does not affect everybody the same when it comes, because the caffeine in our body, there are people who are, we call them rapid acetylator, like basically metabolize caffeine quickly, and people who don't metabolize caffeine quickly. And that also impact, if you might have noticed that some people can have caffeine at 9 p.m. and go to bed in an hour,
Like me.
and people have it at noon, and then they just basically cannot take anything after noon, or they will be for forever. So if you can tolerate it, and if you have between, however, 1 or 2 a day will be, and then you can always substitute by tea, because tea also has caffeine, not as much as coffee, but it can be also a healthy. So I drink coffee in the morning, 1 cup in the morning. If I want 1 in the afternoon, I like at 6 or so. That I'm a rapid acetylator, so I can take coffee and sleep. But also we alternate with tea, and I like always hydrate and the water. So again, it's a long answer for a short. I personally don't like energy drink. That's personal. But I will go with the coffee because it is a natural beans. Back to it is a natural, and the caffeine is naturally in it. And it, in addition to this, has other improving memories. Actually, give my mom one from time to time, even the Turkish coffee.
Oh, coffee improves memory? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so in a way, it is not as bad, so I cannot say don't drink coffee at all. So definitely there are people who might have heart disease and all of the above. So it's, again, there is nothing magic bullet that good or bad. We know there are stuff bad, but a diet by itself, we have to think into the context.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. For sure, I'm so happy and excited that I learned so much from you. You've been like one of guests that we have been waiting on for a long time. But here you are. Thank you for coming, sharing with us your wisdom, your time as well, because you're a very busy person. But you spare that with us because like we've learned from you, and I'm sure other students too, when we post this out, they will learn so much from you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best.